Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you tune into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isani Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Gregory Soberanes takes the helm as new Belize Coast Guard Commandant. BTL makes behind-the-scenes pitch to defend controversial smart takeover. Dirty water, dying reef, while water quality is a new threat to Belize's barrier reef. And CCJ President heads to Costa Rica, pushes stronger ties on human rights. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
I'm Brittany. My stories are heartfelt and bring a fresh perspective. On the job, there is no challenge too great. Flooded highways, raging fires, or asking tough questions. My determination and willingness to connect with people help to deliver stories that put you, our viewers, at the forefront of issues. My motto: accurate, timely, and relevant. I am News 5.
Welcome back. The Belize Coast Guard has a new leader. This morning in Belize City, Gregory Soberanes officially took over at a change of command ceremony, succeeding Rear Admiral Elton Bennett at the helm of the BCG. Bennett stepped out of uniform in mid-December after being appointed Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, a move he described as a natural next step after years shaping security strategy and policy. His departure set in motion a carefully planned transition. Soberanes was named acting commandant on December 17th, and Prime Minister John Briceño quickly signaled his confidence in him as the permanent choice.
As I assume command of the Belize Coast Guard, I stand before you acutely aware of the magnitude of this responsibility, and I'm deeply humbled by the trust placed in me to lead our nation's maritime guardians. The authority I accept today flows from the Constitution of Belize, granted by the government of Belize, and ultimately derived from the people we are sworn to protect. This is not a personal authority, it is institutional authority, temporarily vested in me to ensure the continuity of our mission and the security of our nation. With this authority comes an obligation I accept without hesitation, absolute responsibility for everything this command does or fails to do. I am accountable for our operational effectiveness, the safety and welfare of our sailors, the stewardship of natural and national resources, and the upholding of the highest standards of professionalism and integrity.
Soberanes, who has served in the Coast Guard since 2007, says his rise is the result of long-term planning and preparation. He recently completed a year of advanced studies in the United States and takes over a force already executing his 2020-2030 strategic plan. Quote, "I'm truly humbled," he said, adding that the focus is now steady leadership, not sudden change. As one chapter closes with Bennett moving to Home Affairs, another opens with Soberanes tasked with guiding Belize's maritime guardians into their next decade of service. Later today, the Belize Defense Force will also mark a leadership change, with Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez set to take command at a separate ceremony. Days after protesters took to the streets outside Belize Telemedia's headquarters to challenge its proposed takeover of SpeedNet, the company is making its case behind closed doors. BTL has now met with business leaders from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Belize Business Bureau, laying out why it believes the acquisition is good for the country. According to the company, bringing both networks together would eliminate duplicated infrastructure and create what it calls a stronger, more efficient national telecom system. BTL says customers would benefit from more reliable service and wider coverage, especially in underserved areas. But critics remain skeptical, warning that the buyout could reduce competition and effectively give BTL monopoly control over Belize's telecom sector. In response to those concerns, BTL has rolled out a list of promised consumer protections. The company says customers would keep their current plans, with price caps on select mobile and data services for the next 3 years. Seniors and prepaid users would receive additional support. Rules around service would be made clearer, and regular outage reports would be published. BTL also says it plans a 2-year expansion to bring improved coverage to rural communities. With public concern still high and the debate far from over, the proposed merger now sits at the center of a broader conversation about competition, consumer protection, and the future of telecommunications in Belize. Belize's barrier reef is one of our greatest treasures, but is under growing pressure. We often hear about climate change and coral disease, but experts say another threat is quietly doing real damage: poor water quality. When what flows into the sea is out of balance, the reef feels it first, and the consequences ripple through marine life and coastal communities alike. That's why tracking and testing our waters has become more important than ever. News 5 teamed up with the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future to take a closer look at how water quality is being monitored, why it matters so much, and what's being done to protect the future of the reef. We begin with insights from a local water analyst who says protecting the reef starts with protecting the water itself.
Water quality is something that we can actively control, ensuring that our agricultural farms are well equipped and are using sustainable practices so that the runoff from these farms are not entering into the environment, and so that the proper septic systems are put in place at the quays and in homes, because a lot of us, or some of us, might have septics that are not in an enclosed system. Right, so this could also trickle down into the groundwater and enter the water table, eventually enter into the marine environment.
I feel this is very important for us, especially as a small developing country, to have, because like this we could better inform our clients and as well make or help our thesis students that do research here. They're better informed and skilled. They're more well-rounded individuals, so that when they go out there, as well our clients, whenever they're out there, they know the type of water quality that we have in our little country. We have a very beautiful and diverse culture with a lot of resources, and by understanding what we have, especially water quality, we know how to better move on from here, how we could better our water quality, or how we could maintain it in the household, being in the sea, however it is.
The region's top legal minds were in the spotlight this week, and the Caribbean Court of Justice was right at the center of it. CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson made an official visit to the Inter-American Court of Human Rights for the ceremonial opening of the 2026 judicial year. The event, held in San Jose, Costa Rica, brought together nearly 400 judges, government ministers, and legal professionals from across Latin America and the Caribbean, marking the start of a new chapter under the Inter-American Court's new president, Justice Rodrigo Mudrovitz. While there, Justice Anderson met with senior officials of the Inter-American Court to explore deeper cooperation between two regional courts. Both leaders signaled strong interest in strengthening ties, including the possibility of formal agreements to boost collaboration on judicial and human rights issues. Justice Anderson also took part in a high-level human rights seminar, joining fellow heads of courts to discuss the future of human rights law and the unique role of the Caribbean Court of Justice playing in the region. He used the platform to reaffirm the CCJ's commitment to access to justice and stronger regional partnerships. The visit signals a growing push for closer collaboration between regional courts as they work together to tackle shared human rights challenges in the years ahead. That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
I feel this is very important for us, especially as a small developing country, to have,